Hi, I'm Carmelita Greco, Republican candidate in Michigan's 11th District. I'm here at the Art of Musique to talk with the owner, Tani Jaupi, to learn more about his life under communism in Albania.
Under communism, the things were, I would say, simple. Everything was mandatory. There was no options. There was no freedom of thinking or freedom of moving, no religion. So the life was kind of unsecured every day. Everything could happen. Before, going back home, you could end up in jail.
Wow.
That's simple. For one word. Everybody was kind of informer for the government because they were afraid, not because they wanted to.
What role did government play in the daily life under communism?
Controlling everything.
Okay.
Controlling from propaganda, from the books that you have to read, things that you have to learn in school, things that you have to do at work, things that you have to say at work.
Now, tell me the difference between communism and socialism.
It is the same thing. It's just two different names. Full control of government, no freedoms. If you just read the book, the manifesto, it's like it's a great society. People are free, they work as much as they can, they take as much as they need. But when it comes on the reality, you can't do that. You can't live like that. So that's when it starts everything. People control the other people because the government starts controlling you to do things. It didn't succeed anywhere in the world.
Right.
If it was a good thing, it was going to succeed. Why didn't it succeed in Russia? Why didn't it succeed in Eastern Europe?
Now, do you think there's a difference between socialism and democratic socialism that they say is something new?
No, it doesn't exist. There's no term such that. You can put whatever names you want in there to make it look beautiful, to have more followers, especially the young age. They're coming out of school. They have more tendency to be more, on the utopia and be not on the group working hard group because they just got out of school. It's a young age, idealist, So that's why they use all these beautiful names. They put always the democracy in there. People are going to get more protected from the government. They're going to get more from the government. They're not to be on that low level because the government is going to protect them. Nobody protects anyone. But not everybody's going to be on top. Some are more successful, some are less. And that's how the society is built, always. It can't just be all on top or all on the bottom or all the same. It cannot happen.
Now, you had mentioned that you saw changes happening progressively in America towards socialism, towards communism.
Yes.
And when did you notice those changes be more obvious?
Those changes, I noticed those more during the 2008 presidential elections, based on when Obama was talking about the health insurance changes. And his main expression was fundamentally changing America.
That's a good clue.
What do you mean by that? Why do you want to fundamentally change something that is good already? Everybody around the world wants to come here. So why do you want to change it? I mean, changes need to be done always. Everything is in progress, but not fundamentally. What are you going to change? The fundamentals of this country? The foundation of this country? Why?
Now, what do you think of our media at this point? Because, I mean, you know what it's like to be under propaganda and saying that capitalism is everybody eats each other.
I would say media right now is worse than that.
Our media is worse.
Worse. Way worse.
Okay.
Because on the communist media, at some point after the years, people were believing that system. So they were saying things and they're believing on those things. Media now here is on purpose. They know that it's not true. So they have a very radical, very strict, and very known agenda what they're doing. What they don't know is that if the system change, they'll be the first victims of the new system.
We also talked a little bit about destroying history. Now we're seeing an attack on monuments and some level of history. Did that happen in Albania as well?
It happened in Albania right after World War II, throwing the statues. Why? These people did something in a different period in history. You cannot judge that period of history on today's judgment. Because if we go by that, as I said it before, we have to destroy the Colosseum. because slaves fought there. We have to destroy everything on the ancient world because slaves were there. That was how these people lived during that time. So we just judge them. We don't do the same mistakes. We learn from history and we move on. But we can't destroy it. Destroying the history is like destroying your memory. If you don't remember who you were, you're very easy to be manipulated. And that's why that thing happens.
What advice do you have for Americans? And, we still have the right to vote right now, and we're still a republic.
That's where the change should happen, at the ballot. Go and vote with your mind. Compare yourself where you were before, where you are now. Compare the different levels of, I would say, under different presidents, how the America was. And we can see like Black Lives Matter, whatever goes on now with all these groups. They're forcing corporations to donate money to them. Corporations are forced to do that because they're afraid of boycotting and all the social media and all that going on. So they're just giving money. Okay, we're okay with this movement because everybody's kind of standing behind the discrimination, police brutality, and all that. They're not showing the real point of where they're going. So this is all this, like distraction from within.
Wow.
We need to take a stand. Well, the Trump says the silent majority. Well, we have to stop staying silent any longer.